two, three. Well, we definitely got the news this morning. As if you haven't noticed, I'm JE19 Till I Die, and this is Whole Lot of Game aha slash Twitch. And kind of disappointed, but you know, I feel a little bit reflective today. Um, if you haven't just heard, MK1 decided to drop a definitive edition to Mortal Kombat 1, which means this game is over when it comes to DLC, and they're only going to be focusing on patches, balance fixes, and you know, pretty much the rest of the stuff that they were bringing in, which is like the the Mortal Kombat 2 movie skins. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much all we can you know get. And me personally, I thought it was gonna be at least a either a Combat Pack 3 or a at least a part 3 to the story, just because the story was kind of anticlimactic. Um, they could have continued, but they decided not to. Um, I'm pretty sure that there's probably a lot of good reasons as to why. Um, I mean, I know that Chaos Reigns did poorly. Um, I know that the game feels rushed. I know that the game wasn't really complete. I know that there were problems with the characters. Um, they didn't feel complete either. Um, there was uh, there was three spots on the main character selection screen, and then there's one more cameo on the cameo selection screen. Um, the shrine just keeps on ending, knowing that there should be more things. Considering that the fact that they said that they wanted to support this game for long, um, they should have brought more skins for DLC. Um, they should have gave us a lot more choices with stuff. And I feel like you guys should listen to us instead of these pro players and crybabies, because that's literally a big reason as to why this game is done. Like, I'm still trying to figure out as to why, but personally, like, I think like all of those things that I've listed were probably the reason why the game needed to be done. The game's over now, and I can't even begin to describe on how do I really feel about it. I I feel like it sucks because I know that they could have done a lot more. I know that they could have at least do something to end it properly, but I guess it is what it is. You know what I mean? And all I can say is that flaws and all, it was a great game. Um, I know they had a lot of mistakes during this game, and hey, at the end of the day, I cherish it. You know, this was the only game that's connected to my uncle. May he rest in paradise. He would have been here. He would have loved it, especially with Baraka, because that was his main character. He would have loved Baraka. Baraka actually got a big upgrade um, since 11 or since 9. No matter what, you know what I mean. Like, basically, that's what happened. And yeah, I don't know. It just amazes me how they say that we don't have the power, but obviously we do if we're not paying for the stuff, right? Um, but like I said, I had a great time with this. When it came to story, when it came to invasions, when it came to all the King of the Hills I've done, when it came to all of the all of the all of the times that I had to go against Floyd, it was worth it. It was worth everything that I've worked on, and I've met so many people over the years as well. Um, I finally get the chance to meet Urban Boy 732, not in person, but on the mic. Great guy overall. You know what I mean? I also met another person of mine, Shin Fitz. Shout out to Shin. Uh, I met him during this time too, and he's an excellent, excellent content creator. Um, y'all should definitely, look look for those two. What's up, Rosa, and what's up, Nicholas? How y'all doing? I hope y'all good. Um, but yeah, I think I've met a lot of people during this game, and it was worth it. It was completely worth it. Um, Invasions was pretty good on my end. I think it was kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of like Super Smash Brothers, World of Light type stuff. You know what I mean? Um, and it was worth it because, like, at the end of the day, I get to learn a whole bunch of characters during those times. I've learned Lee May, I've learned Havoc, I've learned Liu Kang, I've learned Raiden, I've learned Noob Saibot, I've learned T1000, Conan. It was a whole bunch of people that I've learned this time around. Like, this is the first game that I've actually learned a lot of characters, and it was well worth that. You know, uh, the story could have been like a whole lot better on some cases, but I still enjoyed it overall. You know what I mean? I can't even begin to fathom as to like how you guys like created this multiverse theory and actually made it into good use. Even though like I felt like you could have explored it just a little bit more, it was still worth it. You know what I mean? And last but not least, let's talk about Floyd. Floyd was a hard pink son of a bitch. No Diddy though. But yeah, Floyd was hard as hell, and he gave me a run for my money too, which I thank him for. Even if we have our differences between me and him right now because of the Floyd Tower, I still thank you for giving me a challenge, and I will never forget it because it was well worth it. I was literally one of the first people that found Floyd before any of these content creators did. Um, there was probably like a slight few that found him before me, but I found him a lot quicker than everybody else, which is crazy work. And I wish I had footage of that shit of my first encounter with him, but YouTube kind of fucked me over, and that's totally fine. I understand. You know what I mean? You couldn't get the whole footage, and that's totally understandable. But I'll deal with it. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I think that's all I really got for this. Look at this guy. Yeah, Shane. I'm just explaining about literally the end of Mortal Kombat 1 right now. We're at its end. Now it's just gonna be all about you know patches and updates and the MK2 movie skins and balances. That's all it's gonna be. It's over. All those times that we were thinking that we could get a KP3 or a part 3 to the story, completely dead. So, and I did shout you out because I did meet you in this game too, Shin. So appreciate you either way, regardless. But anyway, after all that, I do want to say it has been an honor to play another Mortal Kombat game. Um, the decision now still lands. Would I get another Mortal Kombat Rushed game, or would they work on a side game so that the next Mortal Kombat game can be great? I think personally they should work on a side game so that they could take a break on Mortal Kombat, because when they were done with Mortal Kombat 11, Injustice 3 should have been popping out, but all of a sudden MK1 had to pop out because that was WB's focus. But at this point, since now that MK1 has already done its job, I think personally they shouldn't rush another Mortal Kombat game. They should definitely, you know, work on a side game or remaster a game at least, just so that you could definitely have the next Mortal Kombat game prepared this time instead of like just rushing it. But again, I'm asking for too much, just like everybody else was. At the end of the day, you know, all the crybabies and all the pro players got what they wanted at this point. Now, you know, they're gonna probably tell them to rush this next game that they're working on, whatever the case may be. Um, but who knows? Who knows what may happen? All I know is that whatever game comes next from NetherRealm Studios, I'm ready. There's nothing else to it. So, with that, I will let y'all go. Be genuine until I die. I will still be streaming Mortal Kombat 1 Invasion, and I will be streaming King of the Hills very soon. And yes, Shin, I really hope that they do take their time. I really hope so too. But until then, I'll be genuine until I die. And I will see you guys in the next run.